In the year 2018, I started this YouTube journey with my first ever YouTube channel named Rico's Story. After watching the likes of Casey Neistat, I was so extremely inspired that I wanted to join the creative space myself. However, I quickly came to realize that creating vlogs wasn't for me. Videotaping myself and my family the entire day, filming everything that we did, took away the appreciation of the moment, and that's when I decided to rebrand myself and start doing YouTube tutorials. And by changing my channel name from Rico's Story to Rico Richardson, the transition was complete. I wanted to turn this into a brand, something people would recognize and know. The first moment I realized I might have picked the wrong name was when I wanted to create my first ever merchandise. Using Teespring back then to design my apparel, they sent me a message saying they couldn't move forward with my design. This had to do with the fact that the name Rico Richardson was reserved for copyright purposes, because it turns out that there's a NFL player that goes by the exact name. So I had to drop that project and just continue to use the name on YouTube. And at first I started doing Darktable tutorials because I figured there were already so many people doing videos on Lightroom that it just didn't make sense for me to do the same thing. I wanted to be different, always have and always will. Hence the reason I looked for alternatives and arrived at Darktable. But we have to be fair, the Darktable community is much smaller than that of Lightroom. And the same goes for GIMP. Its community is much smaller than that of Photoshop. So after creating 100 videos of Darktable, I kind of struck a wall, and there wasn't much left for me to create without repeating myself, nor was there much growth left as far as subscribers go. Especially because I'm not part of their core developers team or friends with any of them. Currently, I'm not even mentioned on the website anymore, while I have the biggest library on Darktable videos and am still expanding it. So that made me decide to create Davinci Resolve videos as well, simply because they have similarities. Both are editing programs and both are free. Both are alternatives to the Adobe suite, and both are closely related because you often see that people that shoot photos also make videos and vice versa. Now, Davinci Resolve videos were fairly new back then, but the more and more people are creating videos on it now. Looking back, I wish that I would have gone full time and created much more videos on it rather than switching between Darktable and Davinci. However, here we are today, close to 400 videos on Darktable, Davinci and GIMP. My life has changed drastically. I've gotten older, got my own family now, and becoming more and more bald, and I'm heading towards a midlife crisis. True story. Which requires me to make certain choices in my life. And YouTube is one of those things that I have to make a decision about. Now, Kill Your Darlings is a writing advice that suggests removing any elements from a piece of creative writing that are not essential to the overall story. The phrase is often attributed to William Faulkner, who used it to describe the process of cutting out unnecessary parts of a manuscript. However, the phrase has been used by many writers and editors over the years, and its meaning has evolved to encompass a variety of different approaches to editing. And one common follow-up to the phrase "kill your darlings" is to be careful what you resurrect. And this means that while it's important to be ruthless when editing your work, you should also be mindful of what you're cutting out. Sometimes elements that seem unnecessary at first glance can turn out to be crucial to the story later on. So while it's important to be willing to make tough decisions when editing your work, it's also important to be open to the possibilities that you might need to bring some of those elements back later on. Now, as you might have been able to tell already, I'm not so much cutting out or editing my work, but I am cutting out things and editing out my life. Good news though, I've decided that YouTube is not one of my darlings to kill. I will continue to create videos and found new inspiration to do so. And we also have more time left at home now that we have a more regularity with the kids. But what I am willing to kill off today is the name Rico Richardson. I have thought long and hard about this because rebranding is always risky, but decided to move forward with it anyways. So let me present to you Rico Resolves. You can not only find me on YouTube now, but also find me on Twitter, Facebook and TikTok. The name still has a personal touch, and the word resolve is a verb that means to find a solution to a problem or difficulty, or to make a firm decision to do something. For instance, resolving problems with color issues in photo and videos, or resolving continuity problems in video editing. Think of things like adjusting white balance, fixing blemishes, mismatched shots, and so on. That's what my videos are about. Resolving problems that you might have while editing photos and or videos or anything else for that matter. With the name Rico Resolves, I can go many directions. This can even go beyond videos about Darktable, Davinci or GIMP, which makes my channel right now much more future-proof, but also incentivizes people more to click on my channel name than when the name was Rico Richardson. And to those of you who have checked out my channel regularly, probably have noticed that I already started doing an overhaul of my channel. It's still not entirely complete, but we're definitely getting there. I'm changing thumbnails, titles, descriptions, playlists, and all the other things in regards to video publishing to create better search engine results, audience retention, audience interaction, and overall user experience for you as a viewer. I'm also changing the way my videos look to enhance viewers' retention and hopefully have a bigger growth. Changing the name to a better suiting one was one of those steps as well. Now for the coming weeks and months, I have many exciting things planned. If you feel like you can help me, feel free to contact me at info@ricoresolves.com at any time. At the same time, I'm also experimenting with my other channel called Crypto with Rico. There you can find videos on crypto related projects and topics. Alright, I'm going to try and do my best to stay as consistent as possible again on Rico Resolves, delivering quality content that will help resolve your problems quickly and swiftly. And you can help me by searching for my content, sharing my content, and following my Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Now, I will gradually start releasing content for those platforms too. Remember, you are my main focus, you are my main drive and backbone of my YouTube success. Thank you for being here, thank you for staying here, and I'll see you next time. Doei!